country of Kazakhstan finally embraces Borat, sort of, and Burger King appears to make light of some pretty scary economic situations. I'm Jeff Beer, and this is Fast Company's brand Hit and Miss of the Week. First up is the miss. Burger King has consistently been one of the world's best and most creative major marketers. Whopper Detour, Proud Whopper, the Moldy Whopper, Whopper Neutrality, even with bits like Never Trust a Clown or Scary Night, where the fast feeder expertly trolled its rivals on Halloween. This week it tried again with a series of print ads called Scary Places, which showed closed and abandoned rival burger joints with taglines like, "Beware of places that never flame grilled." On the face of it, it's typical of the cheeky Halloween humor we've come to expect from the brand, like when it took a Queen's Burger King and dressed it up as a McDonald's. But there's a bit of a darker note here that makes these ads go from cheeky to unnecessarily mean. Not to rivals like Wendy's and McDonald's, but to the towns and cities like Dayton, Ohio and Birmingham, Alabama, where these abandoned pics were snapped, that are dealing with economic situations that too often lead to businesses closing. Adweek editor David Griner politely pointed this out on Twitter. Burger King CMO Fernando Machado thoughtfully responded that, quote, "The reality is that many of these places were closed before the pandemic. The objective here is definitely not to make fun of hardships. Actually, most fast food brands are doing well and growing this year, but I see your point." Thoughtful disagreement and debate on Twitter? Imagine that. While this may just be one for marketing and ad nerds to dissect, it's still worth looking at, if only as a reminder of the universal truth that brands exist within culture at large and have an obligation to know how to read the room. The hit this week goes to Kazakhstan. Sacha Baron Cohen has followed a long tradition of Western comedy at the expense of, or at least based on our assumptions about, Eastern Europe or Central Asia. The Marx Brothers did it in 1933's Duck Soup with the fictitious nation of Fredonia, and Eugene Levy and John Candy did it on SCTV as the amazing Schmengi Brothers. Seriously, Google Christmas in Lutonia. But Borat is from a very real country. Back in 2006, with Borat making Westerners think Kazakhstan was a backward, insanely anti-Semitic nation, the country banned the film, threatened to sue Baron Cohen, and took out a 4-page ad in the New York Times to set the record straight. All that did was give the film more free press and boost the legend of Borat. But now, with the recent release of the sequel, or Borat's subsequent movie film, Kazakhstan has learned its lesson and decided to lean into it, taking a much more self-aware approach. The country's tourism board has created a series of stylish videos showcasing beautiful mountains, cities, and culture, but using a familiar Boratism as the tagline.
They're nice.
See, Borat was never really about Kazakhstan. It was about America. The ridiculousness of Baron Cohen's character made his American marks comfortable enough to let down their guard and expose this country's own absurdity. This new tourism campaign illustrates a sense of humor and pop cultural awareness that would be impossible in Borat's Kazakhstan. In a statement to the New York Times, Baron Cohen said, quote, "This is a comedy, and the Kazakhstan in the film has nothing to do with the real country. I chose Kazakhstan because it was a place that almost nobody in the US knew anything about, which allowed us to create a wild, comedic, fake world. The real Kazakhstan is a beautiful country with a modern, proud society, the opposite of Borat's version." Now, after the pandemic, the Kazakhs want you to come see that for yourself. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching.